More morning Washington views for you. Some lovely clouds and some trees. Camped by a lake last night, and you could tell that that lake was very well used because there were mice all over the place last night. Normally we keep our food fairly well covered, but one of them managed to get into Jennifer's bag and eat some of her dinner. So she's one dinner short. Fortunately, we have a little extra food, but we're about 75 to 80 miles from Stehekin, and we're less than 200 miles from the Canada border. Kind of crazy, we're getting close. It's been 3 days in a row of rain, and quite a bit of stuff is soaked. Sleeping bags and sleep clothes are clean and dry, but otherwise everything else is wet and heavy. It'd be really nice if we got some sun, but this stretch of the trail has been a little rough, but not as bad as I thought. It's supposed to be one of the steepest climbs in Washington, with 25,000 foot of gain and loss over the course of 125 miles. But surprisingly, my legs have been holding out really well, and we've been making okay time. Maybe not necessarily decent mileage. We've been doing about 20 a day, but we're about 2 days from Stehekin, and we're under 150 miles to Canada. So the inRange says it's going to rain all the way to Canada. At least the entire next week is forecasted for rain, plus the 3 days we've already had. I know that Washington is supposed to be beautiful, but this is far and away the worst and most difficult terrain I've hiked on the entire trail. It's brought us both to the point of wanting to quit multiple times. I will just be glad to be done with Canada and have this state behind us. Another example of a lovely Washington view. I imagine this place would be absolutely stunning if you could actually see what was going on. Yay, more mudslide.
And I mean big washout.
Oh, PCT, we like you so much. So we were actually spared yesterday afternoon. The sun didn't come out, but at least it stopped raining. Had a bit of a fall. I was going over a log that was down across the tree, and the trekking pole holder on my pack got caught. And it threw me off balance, and I wound up going about 15 feet down an embankment. That was pretty fun. But it's going to be easy trail today, despite the fact that it's 2,500 feet. It's over like 11 miles, so it should be fairly tame. And then we should get pretty close to the High Bridge Ranger Station, which means tomorrow morning we'll be in Stehekin, and I can actually use a laundry facility and dry my clothes. So I'm not carrying around all this extra water weight. Yay! So Washington has a lot of toilets. I don't know why, but it seems like every campsite we've gone by has had one of these like open air toilets. So that's one thing Washington's got going for it. Here's something I haven't seen in a long time. My shadow. It's sunny. We got up at 5:45 this morning so we could catch the morning bus into Stehekin. We're only 84 miles from Canada. We were raided last night by all kinds of mice. We read the comments in Gut Hooks that they were all over there and you needed to take care of your food, and we did, but that didn't stop them from chewing through the tent and rummaging through the packs and trying to find anything they could find. They were running all over the tent all night long. But we're almost done with Washington. Rained last night again, so all the undergrowth is soaked, hence the rain gear. But it's about time to get into Stehekin and check out that bakery. We are in another national park. Well, it's 6:45, but we managed to get out of Stehekin same day. It was tempting to go ahead and just stay there because we have to go 5 miles up to camp, which means it's going to take us past dark, but the bus doesn't leave until 8, which means we wouldn't be on trail until 9:30, and the weather's supposed to go downhill from here. So we've got one more decent day of weather, and then it's supposed to rain / snow. So we want to get in as much mileage as we can. So let's go to Canada. Doesn't appear that they allow dispersed camping in Glacier National Park. So North Cascades National Park. But you have the option of 3 campgrounds to choose from. There's one that was like 3 miles from Stehekin, the one we stayed at, which was 5, and then another one that I think is like 12. Or you can get through the whole 16-mile chunk in a day. But we were a little late. We're gonna get over Rainy Pass today. We are almost to the 2,000-mile mark for us, and we'll be less than 75 miles from Canada at this point. Let's get going. I will say that North Cascades National Park is definitely the quietest national park I've ever been in. It's a weekend, and I think I've seen 3 non-PCT hikers, and they were all huddled in a campground. If it wasn't so remote, I'd probably spend more time up here. Okay, Washington. That'll do. We are 50 miles from Canada this morning, but Washington didn't want us to go without another nice couple of days of cold rain. It's supposed to snow tonight, which should be fun. But hey, I guess tomorrow night will be our last night in Washington. Looking forward to getting out of this state. The weather has been not very nice to us. Let's get going. We are 29 We are 29 miles from the California border. No, actually we're only 29 miles from the Canadian border. That's good. Well, I was carrying this to drink at the Canadian border, but I had it in the back of my pack and I threw my pack down, put a nice big crack in it. So I'm drinking it now. Happy almost to Canada. Last climb of Washington. All right, everybody. 6.5 miles to the Canadian border, and it's all downhill. Let's get out of this wet state. Oh, and by the way, we were hiking along yesterday, and lo and behold, guess who we ran into? There she is. We found Poppins. Yay!
Now Tinkerbell.
Yay!
I got that.